You got a problem. You got a problem. You're on this web, this Facebook group because you got a problem. I don't know what your problem is specifically, but you want money. You want to be successful. Maybe you want to retire. You're tired of the rat race. You're tired of the JLB, just over broke, and all that funny stuff. You hear those stupid seminars. Okay, so you want to buy an airplane. Your kid needs to go to college. Whatever it is, you want to make money. All right. And God bless you. You should be making money. It's nothing wrong with making it. But here's your problem. The problem is if all your strategy is wholesaling, okay, or maybe even rehabbing right now, you're going to struggle. This is a seller's market. That's just how it is. This is a seller's market. You got to own that. I can't change that. You can't change that. Okay? It's just the way it is. All right? This is a seller's market. And if all your business model is like all the other wholesale Facebook groups out there, well, buy low, sell high. What you got to do is, make sure you buy 70% ARV and then less repairs and, find a buyer. And then, okay, look, that's wonderful. I mean, it's wonderful if when it works. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm not mocking wholesaling, okay? But I'm saying, look, if all your business model is looking for winning lottery tickets, right? If that's your business model, you're looking for winning lottery tickets, you're going to struggle. Because you know what? Finding motivated sellers in a seller's market is very, very, very difficult. Can you do it? Yeah, you can. Can you make money do it? Yeah, you can. Absolutely. But listen, if you want to really grow your business, you've got to change your approach, okay? You've got to, listen to me, creatively solve sellers' problems, okay? The biggest misunderstanding, people, while you're at this video and you're watching this video right now on this Facebook group, is because of this. You think, well, find a distressed property and make sure you let them know that you got to get it for a profit and all this kind of thing. Blah blah. Listen, I'm telling you right now, it's not about the money. It's not about what the person wants for the property. It's not about what they owe or what they need. Okay, what matters is the seller's problem. Okay, I'm solving your problems, and guess what? I'm going to teach you how to solve the seller's problems. Because here's the thing. Let's say George's wife has died. All right, people sell homes based on emotion. Do you understand that? They sell homes based on emotion. Let's say George's wife has died of COVID or something, and he's lonely. Okay, you've been lonely before? Sure you have. Oh, I've been lonely. Yeah, we're human, right? So the solution to George's problem isn't how much he owes or all the ARV and the comps. No, none of that. What matters is poor George wants to do what? Oh, he wants to move to be close to his daughter Julie and the grandkids in Miami. Okay, so if you could help George get to Miami and be with Julie and the grandkids, you think you might have a house deal? Yeah, all right. That's the key, all right? So listen, welcome to this Facebook group called Wholesaling Real Estate through Administrative Lot Splits. I'm so glad you're here. This is fantastic. This video that I'm showing you right now is going to solve your problem. And when your problem is solved, you're going to be able to solve other sellers' problems and make a lot of money. All right, that's what I mean. This is what this wholesaling real estate wholesaling group is very unique. Okay, it's unique because we're not trying to be artsy, whatever. But listen, it's this. It teaches real estate wholesalers. Okay, if you're a wholesaler, maybe you're a flipper, even a landlord, how to turn a $5,000 wholesale deal into $100,000, $200,000 by knowing zoning. I know zoning and utilizing administrative lot splits or lot line adjustments or lot subordination. Okay, these are proven creative strategies how to deal with land. Okay, thinking outside the box. You're not thinking like everybody else. Okay, so wholesalers, if you're just a typical wholesaler, well, all these other groups out there on the Facebook, they're looking for distressed properties and fix and flip. That's how wholesale works. You find just a probate, maybe divorce situation, tired landlord, whatever, and you find and so you find something that can be fixed and flipped. And so it requires three things: comps. You got to know comps. Two, you got to know the rehab cost, right? So that your cash buyer, you can say, hey, he's going to say, well, what does it need for the rehab? And you're going to go, it needs $43,000 and new roof and windows, right? The third thing is you need an executable purchase sale agreement that you can then assign to your cash buyer, okay? But listen, if that's all you got, your only strategy is buy low, sell high, you're going to struggle. Like I said earlier, you will struggle. Why? Because it's a seller's market right now. Look, in 5 years, 10 years, the market's going to crash and everyone's going to cry and complain about, oh, the market. Yeah, then awesome. Then go back to wholesale and buy REOs and all that great stuff. But that's not right now. Right now, it's a seller's market. So you have to respond in wisdom. And that's the purpose of this Facebook group, to help you, to engender these strategies that are help you be successful in your real estate, okay? Right? If all you got is a square peg trying to put in a round hole, you're going to struggle, okay? So you need to think outside the box, and that's what this is about, okay? You need to understand how land and new construction can catapult your real estate wholesaling business, or even your fix and flip business, to the top. I mean, that's the power of this, understanding how land works, okay? And so here's the thing. I'm going to be honest with you, all right? We call this a barrier. It's called the barrier of entry for both land development and new construction. Why am I talking about that? I thought we we're talking about wholesaling. Now I'm talking about new construction and stuff. Listen, what I'm trying to say is your wholesaling business, if you're wise and you understand how land works, you can leverage that with your wholesale business to complement your wholesale business and or your rehabbing business, so you can make a lot of money. But here's the thing, like I said, there's a barrier of entry to land development and new construction, right? Which you're probably well aware of. What's the barrier of entry? Not anybody can get into this, okay? How did I get into it? I'll tell you. I'm glad you asked. Listen, the first thing is capital requirements. You gotta, I mean, that's a barrier of entry. If you don't have the capital, you don't have deep pockets, and I mean deep millions, right? You're going to struggle tens of millions sometimes. You're going to need a lot of cash to do this. And most people don't have it. I'm sure you don't. That's why you're watching this video, right? The second thing is experience requirement. I mean, you can't, there's not just any dude can show up, and learn how to build a home and develop land and all this, manage permits and everything. That's just not, the experience is king in this, okay? So you have to have two of these. So I'm going to talk about these really quick. The first one is capital, okay? You gotta have the problem. Here's the thing with development, okay, and land and new construction. There's two issues here. The first one is the actual purchase of the land. Okay, land has value, and we're going to talk about that in a lot more detail here in a minute. Okay, but to be able to buy, you have to, in order to put new construction up, get the loans to build, all that kind of thing. Look, everybody's you only have X amount of cash. Okay, I don't know how much cash you got. Only you and the Holy Ghost knows. But you understand what I'm saying. There's an amount of cash. That's all you've got, right? And you can only raise X amount of cash, right? And so cash is king in this business. So the problem is when you try and buy the land and then try and build on it, it's hard because the land takes, you got a $2 million in buying a 15 lot subdivision. Okay, now you're out $2 million in cash, right? Then what? Then you got to spend another 10 million to build, 15 houses or whatever it is. You get my point. It's very, very difficult. So the horizontal funds is always a challenge. Vertical funds is a lot easier. Well, here's the deal with horizontal funds. When you try and get initial funds to do this, buy some land to do things, no one's going to lend you money on this. They really, here's why. Lenders, they're not creative like you or me. Okay. They just say, oh, it's bare land. Okay. That's me. I don't know that one. Okay. They're not creative. They don't see the vision. Okay. So you're not going to be able to say, hey, well, I'll buy this land and you can lend me $1 million and then I'll build a bunch of stuff in here and it'll be great. And it'll look like Disneyland and we'll make a lot of money. Lenders aren't into that. The only way you're going to be able to do this is maybe friends and family. Okay. And, it's startup funds is really hard for the land, okay? And the second thing, the reason why they're not going to want to lend you money is experience. You don't have a lot of experience, okay? That's just a lot of cash, right? Once you have the land, though, it's much, much easier to get vertical money. Do you understand what I mean? Horizontal money, horizontal, the land, vertical, the buildings, okay? A lot easier to get vertical stuff because you can get a construction loan, put it through escrow, construction, account with long-term, whatever, and so as the work's done, funds are released, that kind of thing, so that the lender's a lot more happy with it and it collateralizes the loan. Does that make sense? But how do you get there? Well, here's the thing. The best way to overcome these two barriers, here's the thing. This is it. The best way to overcome all this stuff is called administrative lot splits. And the second one we can do, we'll talk about here in a minute, is lot line adjustments and lot subordination. These are the three big ones that this group is about, okay? And if you can understand what this means, your business is going to explode. This is the best video you've ever watched in your entire life regarding business, okay? So here's the deal. I'm going to show you, first of all, what a administrative lot split looks like. So to do this, share my screen, and boom. No, I'm going to do it here to, bear with me here, high tech. Okay, this is administrative lot split, okay? This is what I mean by this. You have a lot. Every house out there's a house and there's a lot. See that? Where it says house with a lot on it? Boom, okay? Plenty of those are out there. Now, here's the thing. This is the power of the wholesaling. Whenever you look at a house, distressed property, whatever, you get it under contract. You know the routine, right? You watch the YouTube videos, been to the seminars, et cetera. And then you assign it to Joe the rehabber, and then he gives you $5,000, whatever, 10 grand, commits around the price, and then you walk away and take your $5,000 and put it on Reddit Vegas, and hopefully you made some money, right? That's the strategy, okay? Well, here's the thing. Administrative lot splits are awesome because what you're doing is you're splitting this lot. You see my thing? This is a house, a lot. You're going to split it in half, and you're going to do it at an administrative level. Now, when you try and do big land development stuff, okay, part of that barrier of entry is that you've got to understand how all the bureaucracies at work, okay? Each city, each county has its own planning and zoning department. They have a lot of red tape, okay? And for a normal subdivision, if you will, you're going to have to do a preliminary plat. You have to hire a bunch of engineers, deep pockets, environmental studies, all sorts of shenanigans, okay? And then you give it to the city, whatever, and the county, and then they're going to, board of commissioners are going to look on it, or the city council, they're going to vote by vote. Then so you have a preliminary plat you spend all this money on, and then once they agree, then you have a final plat that gets recorded, and then you can finally build. And that could take 6 months, a year. I had it, I've done before where the the neighbors show up and they're complaining about their bloody beavers, getting hurt or something, even though I was downstream from them, right? Anyway, you get my point, right? So it's a crapshoot. Administrative lot split gets rid of all that stuff. It just does, folks. You don't have to worry about it. It's split at the administrative level, not through some big subdivision process. In other words, there's some bureaucrats sitting, on the backside in the city hall, or planning and zoning in city, or developmental services, whatever. What the 401k plan, extended dental insurance, and all that kind of thing, and God bless them and all that kind of thing. But they just say, oh yeah, it fits the parameters. Okay, so you can split the lot. So see how I did it? You split the lot in half. So what's the end result? You can sell the house, okay, and you can sell the lot. Does that make sense? So you have two things. First, you're just going to buy one, a typical wholesale deal. You get on the contract, you sign for $5,000, walk away, go to Vegas with your $5,000. Hopefully, you made it on red. Okay, but here's the thing: administrative lot splits, you're splitting. You're having two for the price of one. Okay, and this number here, ARV, you can look at this. If the ARV is 400,000, 70% of that is 280 grand. Rehab's 50, purchase is 225, or 230 if you don't assign it. Anyways, the profit roughly is 75,000 bucks for this rehab. Okay, and you could sell this lot, say, for 75,000 bucks. You just made, if you did this whole thing, you made 150,000 bucks. Does that make sense? Okay, let's just say you made $5,000 on the house and you sold the lot for 75,000. You made 80 grand just by splitting the lot. Okay, here's another scenario. This is the money here. Okay, this helps you. This is a strategy you can utilize in wholesaling. Okay, that you can. That's what this Facebook group's about. We'll show you how to do this. You take a lot, you split it, of course. You rehab this, sell for, and you make 75,000 bucks. Okay. Maybe you can, or you have your a partner, your buyer do it. Okay. Now here's the thing: now that you own that lot free and clear, it's split. You own it free and clear. Two separate legal descriptions. two separate parcel numbers. That's recorded simultaneously at closing. Okay. Then you own this property outright. Okay, you can then leverage that lot. Remember we talked about the barrier of entry because you have to have have the horizontal cash. You own it. It's your deal, right? So you ain't gonna worry about that shenanigans. So then you can leverage it and build on it. Well, haven't had any experience with it. Well, can you work with a good builder contractor to kind of work with him and leverage his experience and give him some of the profit? You sell it, you're in it, cost you, say you do $100 a square foot to build. You may be laughing. I mean, well, it costs me 300,000. Okay, fine. Do the math. I'm not saying being an idiot, but let's just say it costs you $200 a square foot or $100 a square foot to build. You build a 2,000 square foot house, ARV's 400, in that profit's a couple $100,000. Okay, you just got to do the math there. That's how this works. Okay, you see the power. This is what administrative lot split is. Lot line adjustment is where this lot here, you might have a property and it's got a little teeny lot here. Okay, maybe an easement. Two legal descriptions are on the property. You adjust the lot line, and all of a sudden you got a free lot. Okay. The third thing is lot subordination. Lot subordination is essentially where you have a seller, okay, and the seller wants all the money for his home or his lot, his land. Well, on paper, you have him essentially subordinate the lot to you, so it looks like on paper you own it outright. You're then able to go get a senior debt lender to build on for the vertical. Okay, $300,000 to build on. Okay, and once that's in place, is recorded, that kind of thing, all copacetic, all through escrow, no shenanigans, right? Then the seller comes in a junior second position loan. Once the house is sold, he gets paid. Okay, so that's kind of how this whole deal works. Let's see. So here's the point. Back to the thing. So that's what these strategies are all about. This is what this group's about. And we'll be talking about real estate. Basically, listen. This is part of wholesaling. What wholesaling essentially does is it allows you a variety of different strategies so that you can make money. Okay, and we'll be talking about obviously wholesaling. Okay, a lot of administrative lot splits. What's involved? I mean, it's not just splitting the lot. You have to have a buildable lot. What does it mean to have a buildable lot? Well, you have to have utilities in there, right? You have to have ingress, egress. In other words, a drive. The fire brigade's going to be on board. They want to make sure in case of the fire, they can get their fire truck back and forth. Okay. All that stuff. Okay. We'll talk about lot line adjustments. Okay. These strategies. Lot subordination is a big one. Okay. And we'll talk about new construction. Let's say you've done the strategy. You own a buildable lot outright. Good job. That's great. You can sell it for $50,000. But if you want to start dabbling into getting into some land development stuff and be able to bust through that glass ceiling, the barrier of entry. That's what this Facebook group's about. Okay, you can do that. Okay, and we'll talk about obviously land development as well. So I'm so glad you could join us. If you want a free one-on-one video consultation, schedule it. On here. I'll answer your questions. If you're looking for a video course, kind of mentorship video thing, ask us, just watch through about 15 hours of the stuff, step by step, what you can do, the contracts, all the stuff. Let us know. We can talk to you, give you the details on that. And, if you need even one-on-one mentorship just to walk through, like, this is awesome, I want to change my business. You can do that. Just let us know. Okay. Respond to this. Tell us what your questions are. I'm sure you got a trillion questions, and that's great. So put your questions down, and we answer your questions. We're here for you. You can do this. So what's the takeaway? Listen, wholesaling in this market is a challenge. And if all you have is a one-size-fits-all mentality, you are going to struggle. If you want to be successful, you have to be creative. So we're talking about solving sellers' problems and utilizing strategies with land around the properties you're going to wholesale to make you a lot of money. And it also simultaneously allows you to bust through, just blow through that barrier of entry for land development and new construction, so you can take your business to a whole new level very, very, very quickly. God bless, and so glad you're here, and we'll be talking to you soon. Remember, just put your questions in, and we'll help you out.